Welcome back to another video. You know what time it is. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video. And you already know what time it is, man. Another client, another day, another dollar. Alright, so this homeless guy came into the shop today. And obviously, he looked at rough on the wake up, on the come in. You feel me? Pause vibe. But anyway, this particular haircut, I actually hate doing due to the fact of, obviously, the regular human, the normal human would think this haircut is not finished. Due to the fact of, obviously, he still got a mini afro on the back of his head. But I noticed in the South, some people do this in different states, depending on where you at. And he didn't really necessarily go in depth on why he wanted to do this or what his style he chose. But obviously, he chose what he chose. You know what I'm saying? If somebody come in and they like, look, I want to cut my dreads off, and you feel like his dreads probably like top 10 dreads that you probably seen or whatever the case, you feel me? You can't just be like, I can't cut this off, or you know what I'm saying? You just get paid to do whatever the client wants. You feel me? It's the same thing like Nike, if you work at Adidas, whatever the case, if they want a certain shoe that came out, you can't be like, nah, I don't really like this shoe. I don't think you should get it. You literally have to serve your customer. Your customers exactly, give them exactly what they came here for. You know what I'm saying? If they paying, they playing. You feel me? So at the end of the day, Brody paid $185 for this particular cut. And obviously, as you see, we had to debug everything all the way around. He also had that faded edge up, faded hairline, if you will, taper fade, if you will, a taper hairline, if you will. We had to make sure that actually went into an effect in the case of us actually debugging everything down. But I actually like the front part of the cut. This is the back part. I don't really mess with. I don't like it. It's just a personal preference for me. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to cut hair that you don't necessarily want to cut, if that makes sense. And this particular one is being that. But it was $185 cut. Brody paid. At the end of the day, he got exactly what he wanted. Y'all ready? 1 through 10. Go back to another video. You already know some of this, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All right, so this is pretty much the overview over this haircut, hairstyle. This is like one of the most popular hairstyles out right now. Dreadlocks, but literally with this fade. This is a taper hairline at the front, mid fade on the sides, and a drop fade on the back. In the back behind the head or whatever the case. This fade is immaculate to the T. Now to get this type of style, you obviously gotta grow your hair out, and then you gotta grow your dreads, and then obviously they gotta be maintained enough, and you gotta be aware enough barber or a haircut or whatever the case to understand where you want the shape of the fall on the sides, where you want your drop fade to land. And also, a lot of barbers nowadays can't perfect how low a taper line should be. Don't give me no stubble. I still got like a mini fro on my, like, bro, I was watching a basketball game the other day. Kate Cunningham had a fro as his taper hairline. Feel me? You can't, bro. You can't. Let me know how this came out. Rated 1 through 10. Welcome back to another video. You know what time it is, man. Make sure you smash the like button, like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Even if you're not new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really would help out the channel. I really would appreciate it. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Back to another client. Another day, another dollar. Another fat girl gonna holler. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, so this particular section, this particular cut, you basically want to make sure your client get his braids braided, hair dreaded, braided after that, twisted up. However they're going to have their final hairstyle, then they want to pull up on you. You feel me? Haircuts like this, low, mid, fade, taper on the sides all the way around. Obviously, as you can see, you want to also make sure you get the lineups perfect. Everybody nowadays like perfect hairlines. You got to make sure it's crispy. You feel me? Like crispy chicken. Then we had to add some enhancements due to the fact that the client wanted to make sure his haircut was 3D popped out hairline. You feel me? So this particular cut indeed cost Brody $250 for this cut. Now, we basically debulked the sides and the top and the back. We also debulked his beard. So at first it did connect, but obviously he didn't like the way it was growing, and he wanted a certain look for a certain style of what he was doing. So he basically just matched one side towards the other. Obviously, as you can see, we're doing the same thing to this side, just like what we did to the other side. If you don't want to pay $250 for this type of hairstyle, this type of haircut, this type of work, don't go to a barber, bro. Learn how to cut your hair yourself. You feel me? But other than that, we debulked the hairline before we prepped it, and then we obviously went and proceeded to give this particular client a nice hairline and lineup, etc., etc. The details are in the pudding, you feel me? Y'all rate this cut 1 through 10. Let me know how it came out. And y'all know the vibes, you feel me?